Well, with Christmas just around the corner, I've decided to start adding a little bit of festive flair to these episodes. Because to be honest, I'm going to need as much Christmas joy as possible. We've got 2 rivalry games today, and the first one is nicknamed El Sackico. I could be in trouble. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 9 of One Team, One Dream, Into the Woods. My name is James, and on today's episode, we have those 2 rivalry games. First at home against Sutton, and then a tough away fixture against Bromley. Since you're last with me, I think from what I stated in the intro, it's going to be fairly straightforward. The poor form had continued. It continued up until we managed to finally get a win against Eastleigh at home. However, it was far harder than it should have been for a team that are struggling around in the relegation zone, and we are in theory meant to be the opposite end of the table. We did manage to put 4 goals past them. I would have expected that anyway based on our form at the start of the season, but to still concede 3 goals was very much disappointing. With the form we've got currently, it has resulted in this: El Sackico. Apparently, by the looks of it, both me and the Sutton manager are up for the chopping block, and the loser of this match could go. So, even though I've named this series One Team, One Dream, there is a small chance if this goes poorly on today's episode, I may be looking for another team to have another dream with, and this dream becomes a nightmare and unfortunately comes to an end. So with that in mind, I think we'll crack on straight away with the first match. It's going to be like pulling off a plaster. I think we just get into this because I think delaying it any further is not going to do my nerves any good. So I think we'll crack on with this and see how it goes. And this is the team that's going to be facing Sutton in the first of today's 2 games. It is pretty much an unchanged side from the last match against Eastleigh. One notable addition is Ben Winter. And this is the player that I mentioned in the last episode that we were bringing in as competition for Kane. He has come in. Kane is now gone on holiday for I think it was 2 weeks. He was struggling with fitness. I think maybe that might have been part of his form issue as well. So hopefully he can go away, rest up, come back for the final part of the season refreshed, and he can help us push forward. So this is Ben Winter, 23-year-old right back. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He came in on a free. He was at Torquay in the National League. Not the greatest player at the club, but definitely a player who I think has some good attributes in the right places to be able to be a sufficient backup for Kane and some good competition as well. So this is the team for the match. Huddard in goal. Angol, Champion, Fifield and Winter are the back 4. Thomas, McDonnell, Ricketts and Whiteley are the central midfield, with Colhurst and Shamanga up front. As you can see, we are continuing the 4-4-2 Route 1, which I think was also part of the reason we were able to get the result against Eastleigh. The other reason why I think we may have conceded against Eastleigh was we were actually 2-0 down at one point because I'd forgotten to switch the tactic back, so we were still playing the 4-2-4. So, if we'd have been playing this from the beginning, it might have been a different result. So I'm holding out judgment at the moment. Hopefully we go into this match with a invigorated morale based off the back of the last win, and hopefully get at least one win on today's episode. I think if we can get a win against Sutton, it will take the pressure off the Bromley game. Bromley are doing very well. They're in the playoffs, but so are we expected to be as well. But I think if we can get a win here, it takes the pressure off. If we don't, there's a chance I might not see the Bromley game, and this episode may just become me job hunting, or I may have to end the episode early while I try and find a new job for Friday's episode. All right, I've asked them to go out and carry on as they did in the last match. It's been a while since I've been able to say that as a team talk, so hopefully that provides a bit of a boost going into today's match. And we have a highlight after only 2 minutes. Sutton have the ball from a throw-in. Beautyman back to Eastman. Eastman in a lot of space, not being pressured at all, was able to take his time. One-on-one. Oh my god. a 1-2 with O'Keefe. I mean, that took far longer than it should have been for me to say that out loud. But luckily the shot that followed that goes over the bar. Now we have a throw with Angol to Colehurst, who's dropped back deep to better collect the ball. Pass it to Thomas, now to McDonnell. McDonnell's got a little bit of space to bring forward. Now Shamanga. 1-2 when McDonnell was being watched. Eastman manages to collect the ball. They're now going to counter-attack us. Out wide, looking to whip the cross into the centre. Whipped in the centre for Clark. Luckily, he's only able to header it straight at the goalkeeper, and Huddard manages to clutch it to his chest. Can we now go route one with this? Straight down the middle. Unfortunately, there's no one there. Thomas isn't as far forward as he normally would be. And so Keith collects the ball, but lucky as far as Champion. Champion this time manages to find Colehurst. Shamanga brings the ball down, goes past his man, slots it past the goalkeeper for his 13th goal of the season. And that is what we needed going into this match. We needed to be the team that goes up there and gets the first goal, because that will hopefully settle a lot of nerves, especially for me, and hopefully allow us to be able to push on and get a positive result in this game. Right, Sutton have a free kick here, just outside the penalty area. Barrett with the free kick. He's going to go for goal. Brilliant save by Huddard. Puts it round the post. Out for a corner. Very good save. Very well watched by Huddard there. Clark with the corner. Whipped into the centre. Whiteley manages to clear, but only as far as Eastman. Now to Edwards. Edwards is being chased down though, and Angol manages to win the ball back. Collects the ball, looks to bring it forward. Hoofs it forward. Unfortunately, that looks like it went straight out for a throw. An awful clearance by Angol, but at least he didn't give the ball away. Sutton have another corner with Clark. Whipped into the centre. Huddard this time manages to collect the ball. Can he do the same as we did for the first goal and just hoof it downfield? Takes his time, but it clears it forward to Colehurst. Colehurst, unfortunately, is being marked, but the clearance only goes as far as Ricketts. Now to Shamanga. Shamanga this time puts Colehurst through, but unfortunately, Colehurst was in the wrong place. It was a poor pass by Shamanga. It might have been more he wasn't sure where Colehurst was going to run, but fortunately, the ball goes towards the goalkeeper. Now Sutton looking to bring the ball forward. Barnes with the ball now. Out to De Silva, who's in a little bit of space. Whips into centre for Clark. Ball pings off the top of Clark's head. I'm not sure if that hit the corner of his head. It looked like the way it pinged off at the angle, far over the bar and out for a goal kick. Half time coming in at 1-0 up. Looks like, based on the XG story, Sutton had a little bit of resurgence in the second half of that half. And they are, I mean, we've done in that first half was score that goal. We've had 3 shots on target, 4 overall. They've had 13 and 7 shots. So they definitely have had a resurgence in that second half since they recovered from the goal. We need to be careful because we need to stop that straight away in the second half. Otherwise, we could risk them equalising. I think if they do, it's going to carry their momentum into the later stages of the game and puts us at risk of another poor result. I'm going to say pump fists. Played well so far, but there is definitely room for improvement. Right, we've had no highlight in that second half, and we've got a couple of players who are struggling with fitness. Thomas is one of them, so I think I'm going to switch Whiteley across that far side. We'll bring on Kuyar, who played a couple of games in the last episode, has been on the bench since then, as I kind of want to give him time to integrate into the squad, so he can come on for Thomas. And Angol's also having a difficult game, so we'll bring on Femi for him to see if he can try and provide a bit of stability down that left-hand side. 70 minutes on the clock. Whiteley and McDonnell are now both struggling for fitness. I think bring on Adebayi. I don't really have anybody to bring on for Whiteley, so he's going to have to see out this match. Right, only less than 5 minutes left on the clock. We've only had one highlight in this second half. And we have another one here on 89 minutes. Clark with the free kick whipped into the centre. It was brought down. There is yet again defensive errors in the penalty area. Nobody manages to clear it. The ball falls to Kelly, who makes no mistake from that range. At point blank range, manages to put it into the back of the net. And we've come so close to getting a result in this game. And yet again, in the final couple of minutes, have thrown it away. Be it tired legs, be it just individual errors. I mean, it was a very balanced match in the first half. I think we were lucky to go in at half time ahead. I think 1-0 is probably, based on especially on the XG story, 1-0 is probably a fair assessment of the game, especially as if we look at it, Sutton had 24 shots and 13 on target. They were be disappointed not to have scored more. Hopefully the board accept that as a positive result, not us not getting a loss. But we'll be interested to see. I am going to point the finger. I'm going to say I'm disappointed. We should have done better against that. We're not strong enough going forward at the moment. And defensively, we're not strong enough to be able to hold out for the entire match with the amount of pressure that we put ourselves under. Right, let's go one step forward and see if I have survived for another match. Okay. I've not been sacked. Okay, cool. Right, so it looks like I'm still in a job. We still managed to go through to the Bromley match. I think this is the way we're going to do it now, is going to be taking it game by game. I think we'll go into this the Bromley match with a little bit more caution. Sit back, try and counter where we can with Bromley, and see if we can try and grind out yet another draw. I think that's the best we can hope from this match, because I think as much as this draw maybe got me on to the next game, I think a loss against Bromley, regardless of how good Bromley are playing, especially against a rival, could be the end of me. Fingers crossed we can get that result. Right, I managed to make it as far as the Bromley game. I actually went a little bit too far. Went into the match before I even before I had pressed record. So for this game, we have made one or two changes. Adebayo comes in for Ricketts, who drops down to the bench, and McDonald moves across that ball-winning midfielder role. I've also switched Whiteley and Thomas from each side, so Whiteley now goes out to that left as the inverted winger, and Thomas goes out on the right as a normal winger. I feel he has been struggling with that inverted winger role on that left-hand side, so switching him out hopefully to the right as a stronger player, hopefully getting in a more comfortable position, will mean that he can get we can get some positive performances out of both those players. I've also gone into this match with a cautious mentality, as I had mentioned previously, so hopefully we can try and get some form of positive result. Even a 0-0 in this game would be a positive result in my eyes, and hopefully will be enough to appease the board and stop them from sacking me for at least another week. And we have a highlight here almost straight away on 50 seconds. Huddard with the ball, big ball forward, trying to look for Shimanga, but Shimanga's being marked Fifield this time with the ball forward, looking for Colehurst. Unfortunately again, Colehurst can't get to the ball. Third time lucky, McDonald brings the ball forward this time, puts it to Adebayo. He has Whiteley on the overlap, who's out wide. Can he get across into the centre? He cannot. He loses the ball, unfortunately. But Winter manages to collect the ball. Brilliant ball to Shimanga. Goes past the keeper. What a... Oh, he's offside. I was going to say, what a piece of skill by Shimanga there to bring the ball down beautifully and in one fell swoop go around the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, he was offside, so that goal unfortunately gets chalked off. But positive start in this game. And we have a throw in here on 17.5 minutes. Winter with the throw in to Shimanga, who's come out wide to collect it. Whipped in the centre to Colehurst. Colehurst unfortunately can't get ahead, it can't get to it, can't even get ahead onto it. Back to Shimanga in the centre, hits the post. That's two of the key opportunities we've had in this first half, and straight away Bromley have another highlight, but McDonald manages to win the ball back. We're doing really well in this first half. Colehurst with the ball to Shimanga, to McDonald. Fortunately, there's now nobody ahead of him, but they've managed to overlap. Winter, it goes back to Winter, through to Shimanga. Is he onside this time? Goes past the keeper for a second time. He is offside for a second time. McDonald with the ball. Winter just strayed offside. That is disappointing. Shimanga needs to try and keep an eye on the line so he can stay onside. But we should be 3-0 up at this point. We've hit the post. We've had 2 goals chalked for offside, and Bromley now have a throw in our half on 28 minutes. Seagaff to Coping or Copping. Back to Sagaf. Sagaf it probably is, not Seagaff. Huddard though manages to fall onto the ball. Can he put another big ball forward? Big ball forward, Shimanga. Is he onside this time? Can he go past the keeper? The keeper makes a save this time. Can't go round him. Takes a shot early doors. And the keeper manages to put it out for a corner. We've got a few players here who are struggling. McDonald is struggling with a knock, so he may have to come off at half time. Thomas is also struggling as well with fitness. Bromley have a free kick in their half. The goal now to Colston. But Winter manages to clear it, but he doesn't do either header it to a player or head it out for a throw-in. Huddard with the spectacular diving save in front of the player to try and collect the ball. Tries to put it forward. McDonald's been marked by 2 men. So Bromley managed to win the ball back. Colson a little bit of space here. Winter wasn't marking his man at the back post. Luckily Angel puts enough pressure on the Bromley player to put it over the top, allowing us to go into half-time at 0-0. I mean, I have to say, the shots and the stats do not tell the full story for that first half. I think we've really had the key chances in that first half. So unfortunately, we haven't been able to our players haven't been able to stay on side. I'm going to pump fists. We are the better team. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. But hopefully, if I can convince them of that, they'll go out and replicate that. Who was struggling? So McDonald was struggling, but he feels he can shake off the knock. So we'll keep an eye on him for the time being. Thomas was also struggling, but I think we'll keep that as it is. I don't want to change too much. Whiteley is also struggling and has a lower score, but hopefully the boost from the team talk will increase that in the second half. And almost straight away, Huddard has a goal kick. Hoofing it forward for Colhurst, managed to knock it onto Shimanga, but unfortunately he's got 3 defenders around him. Whiteley with the ball, unfortunately loses out to the Bromley defender. Now they're going to look to come forward. Ball put forward for Fairchild. Now back to Sagaf. Sagaf with the ball to Raymond. Back to Sagaf. Nice 1-2 there. Back to Raymond, to Fairchild. The Bromley are passing us around really nicely. Shot from distance. I mean, we're giving them far too much time there, but at non-league, you would not expect a player to be able to shoot from that distance. That is ridiculous. Right, well, that was definitely an issue. So 5 hours after I originally started recording, I'm now recording again. I've had to pause this. Got to this point in the episode, and my PC decided to run out of storage. So that was fun. Self-note and tip for anyone out there. Clear your storage every so often, otherwise your PC doesn't like it. Right, so let's get back into this match. I'm going to have to try and refresh myself now. So we're 1-0 down against Bromley, and I'm risking getting the sack. Right, cool, there we go. There's the catch-up. Let's get back into the match. Right, 61 minutes. Let's make some substitutions because we are not doing very well at all. Let's bring on Kuyar and swap Thomas over there. Thomas is also playing very poorly. Oh, actually, let's bring on Kuyar for Thomas, I think, we're actually going to change this altogether because we are running out of wingers. So I think we're going to have a bit of a shifty round. We're going to go to a 4-3-1-2. Let's take Thomas. I'll bring on Ricketts. Right, there we go. That's what we're going to go with. I think maybe go to a balanced mentality, in this last 30 minutes. We need to try and push forward to see if we can get a goal. Hopefully Whiteley now finds a little bit of resurgence in a different position as well. McDonald is also struggling, but he's one of the only players that's actually having a positive game. Do you know what? I think we're going to have to take Colhurst off. Let's switch those around. Push Shimanga forward. Have Fagan. Because Fagan is one of those players. He has developed really nice. He's now at the 3.5 star out of 5. Only at 17 years old. If we can give this guy the playing time he needs, he can develop into an absolute superstar. And Bromley have a free kick with Raymond whipped into the centre. Went to the back post. No managed to get to it. Jones has the ball now. Now Webster whipped in the centre again, and there's the second goal. Fairchild gets his 8th of the season. Bromley's second, and possibly the final nail in the coffin for me. Hopefully with the draw in the previous game, it does provide me with a little bit of leeway. Right, and that's pretty much it. No other highlights in that. I have to say, so it was pretty close actually. We were actually doing better than Bromley when it comes to XG. Even though we only had 2 shots, which is very weird. But they shot off at the end and basically stopped us from doing anything, and everyone in the end, to be honest, had a poor game. The only players that really did any good was Huddard, but we still managed to concede 2 goals, and McDonald, but he went off injured. Right, let's go and face the music. Right, I still haven't been sacked. I'm hoping that it was just media speculation, or it was the fact the draw has given me a little bit more time. Let's go on Club Vision. Right, so we are on course for wage budget. We did the FA Cup. They're disappointed that we failed in reach the 4th round of the FA Trophy. They can understand we had a difficult draw, which is good. And in the Vanarama for the playoffs, and they're disappointed that we're currently only on course for a top half finish. And with us having everyone else having a game in hand above us, that does make the situation worse according to the board. I've currently got a C. I don't know if we can look at, actually, let's look on the staff. Let's look at the job security. So where are we on this list? I mean, one thing I would say, there is a number of jobs available. If I was to consider to jump rather than being pushed. I mean, on here, Boreham, it actually classes me as stable. I mean, it must be all media speculation. I should have checked that to begin with. To be honest, it'd be one less thing to be less to worry about. Right. Well, with that now in mind, we can plan and look forward. The next. That's really weird. So we had Altrincham, Barnet, and Aldershot back in December. We've now got Altrincham, Barnet, and Aldershot exactly the same as we did Woking and Maidenhead. Just the Maidenhead and Woking games are the other way around. But so we will go into April. I'd say based on the time frame, based on the positioning, we'll probably do Barnet and Aldershot as the 2 games, because both of those are in and around, are hanging around the around the playoff picture, and around where we're sitting in the table. They're actually one above us and one below us. So those are going to be the closest to us. Obviously, at the time, it'll be hopefully a little bit different. Maybe we find a little bit of form. Fingers crossed. But those are likely to be the next matches on the next episode. Well, I live to manage another day. Hopefully I'll still be at the club when we get to the next episode. And hopefully by then we find a little bit of form as well. But if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of brand new FM21 videos as they come out. And thank you very much for watching.